Hey you guys, it's me SpongeBob #1 fan 2003 here, and as you can see I'm here with a super duper cool SpongeBob book, and this one is called How to Draw SpongeBob SquarePants, and I just got this book about 4 weeks ago for my birthday, and this is actually a very super cool book, and I really love it. Okay, so as you can see on the front cover there's adorable little smiley SpongeBob. And there's two drawings right here. There's one of SpongeBob and one of Patrick, and there's some bubbles in the background, and I really love the colors of the background as well. It's really nice. And this book was made by Walter Foster. Okay, and here is the spine and the back. So there's a cute little picture of SpongeBob right here and the description about this book. And this book was made in the year 2002, 2006, and 2010. So I guess it was released in re-released in 2006 to 2010, but the original release was 2002. Okay, and yeah, this book was made by Walter Foster, and I do have some other SpongeBob drawing books. Yeah, that's very super cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and start looking at the pages. Alright, so here's this really cool picture of SpongeBob on, like, the back of the front cover here, but as you can see, someone colored in his belt and his pupils, but that's perfectly fine, because those are supposed to be black. You know, your pupils are supposed to be black in your belts. And, how to draw SpongeBob SquarePants, and a description right here. And there's Little Happy SpongeBob, and this book was illustrated by Heather Martinez. Alright, and line them up. So obviously this shows everyone's heights. So obviously Squidward's very tall. And Sandy and Patrick, they look like they're about the same height. Well, you know, Sandy doesn't have that right there. But yeah, Patrick's really tall too. Gary's very short, obviously, since he's just a little snail. SpongeBob is kind of tall, but he's short. And obviously Plankton is the shortest. He's really small. Okay. So yep, everyone's height. And obviously SpongeBob thinks that drawing is more fun than double overtime at the Krusty Krab. Alright. Oh dear. Okay. And then dive right in. So this teaches you how to draw a Krabby Patty, as you can see. So, obviously, there's the bun, there's the sesame seeds, the lettuce, the patty, and then the bottom bun. Very delicious. And then, fair and square. So, obviously, SpongeBob is a square shape, and, like, you know, he curves a little bit. So, you can see that right here is a bit more narrow than up here. See that? And of course SpongeBob kind of does curve, like, on the side, because obviously that makes him look more three-dimensional and more lifelike. And this is like him bending down right here to pick up something. And then obviously guidelines and stuff. Boop, 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 boop. And this is what SpongeBob would look like if he was lying down to go to bed, or if he was laughing really hard. And you can see there's little SpongeBob and Patrick eating Krabby Patties, or Patrick dropped his patty, but SpongeBob's eating his. Alright. And then right here is how to draw SpongeBob. So, SpongeBob is very easy and simple to draw for me, actually. So all you do is, you know, draw the simple square, and, you make the little guidelines right here, and then you draw his eyeballs, his little nose, a bit of his mouth, and his little sleeve of his shirt, then his arm and hand, and his little legs, and his little shorts, and his little shoes. And then you draw some more facial features on SpongeBob, and there's how you draw his eyelashes. And SpongeBob has two little buck teeth. You're supposed to make them look like about average size, and don't make them long or goofy, because otherwise SpongeBob will look ridiculous. And try to make them even. And then clean up your picture and color in, and that is SpongeBob. Okay? And you don't flatten down his cheek, you make it look like that. And there's SpongeBob's house. His prickly pineapple palace. So cute that it says pineapple palace. And then another SpongeBob, but this is SpongeBob at work at the Krusty Krab. So obviously the exact same things, but you add that right there, which is his uniform, his hat. And things for him to juggle, like, you know, Krabby Patty stuff. Oh yeah, and here's how you draw his shoe. To be honest, sometimes SpongeBob's shoe can be a real pain in the butt to draw for me. That's okay though. Okay, and that's how his eyes are. And there's his shoe. I really like how SpongeBob has like little heels on his shoes. And then Patrick's star. So yeah, Patrick is obviously a starfish. And those are his shorts. And when Patrick is like scared or angry or whatever, he shows his teeth, his round teeth. And that's his hand holding an ice cream cone, then in a fist, pointing or waving bye-bye. Alright. And then Patrick's eyebrows. Yeah, sometimes his eyebrows can be a bit hard. Do not make them like that though. That's not what you're supposed to do. That right there is what you're supposed to do. Okay. So, yep, that's how you draw Patricio Estrella here. And then Gary the snail. So, little Gary, he's very basic. Little shell, then his body, and his eyes, and yeah. And when Gary's afraid, he tucks his eyes in like that. See? And there's his eyelids. I always like to do that whenever I work on pictures of SpongeBob. Yeah, I never like to make those right there. I always make the eyelids look like that. Okay, that's Gary. Okay, and then, ooh, SpongeBob in action. So, yeah, obviously SpongeBob does move around quite a bit, and he has lots of different facial expressions. Oh my god, look, Heather Martinez illustration, so cute. So, there he is, like, then he's like, what? And then, ooh. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at that. Okay. But, yeah, so, okay. SpongeBob has facial expressions a lot. Like, you know, he makes different faces. And he moves a lot. Okay. Alright, and then how to draw Squidward. So, obviously, Squidward's an octopus. And he has a really funny design. And his eye. And, the way he walks is actually kind of neat. Because his legs are like that. And, Squidward's house. And Sandy Cheeks, my girl Sandy. So as you can see, here's how you draw her. She looks very cute. And then her buck tooth. Don't make it long. Make it nice and square shape. And whenever Sandy's in her tree dome, she wears a bikini top and skirt. And there's her tree dome. But that's Sandy in her water suit. And there's her boots. Oh yeah, and her tail. And then Mr. Krabs. Here's how you draw him. The way he walks. And his eyes. And there's his claw. That looks really bad. And yeah, it kind of looks like a boxing glove as well. So that's actually kind of neat. Okay, and there's the Krusty Krab. And Pearl, Mr. Krabs' daughter. There she is. And yeah, Pearl's a whale. And then Plankton. But when you draw him, like if you're making your own SpongeBob story or like, you know, poster for your bedroom or something, you're supposed to make him like very small. Not like big or anything, you're supposed to make him very small. So, this right here is what Plankton will look like. if, you know, you drew him tiny. Alright, but that's Plankton. I like how he's like kind of a pill sausage shape. And then Mrs. Puff, SpongeBob's boarding school teacher, so obviously she's a puffer fish. So that's what she looked like if she was, you know, all puffed up. And then her teeth. And yeah, Mrs. Puff, SpongeBob's teacher. Ooh, and then jellyfish. So obviously jellyfish are obviously, you know, like squid-like creatures. So they sting you, and obviously they stretch and squash whenever they're moving around. All they do is float and sting people. So yep, and then there's SpongeBob and Sandy on jellyfish. Okay. Ooh! And then Seaworthy's stories. Oh my gosh, when I looked at this book on my birthday, I really loved this part right here. I mean, look at this. You can make your own book. That is so cool. So, yeah, I'd actually kind of like to make that right there sometime. I'd really like to make that. So, yeah, you obviously plan out your story, then you draw what you want to happen in it. Or what you want to happen, whatever. And, then the back cover. Very cute. And then how you like make your book like, you know, how you make your book put together or something. You fold it a lot, you staple it and cut it to make it smooth. Ooh, and then there's SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward and Heather Martinez's style. See that? Right there, that's very cute. And then there's Gary, SpongeBob, and Sandy, and SpongeBob is reading his book to them. That is so cute. I'd really like to make my own book someday. But I might copy this. Is that okay? I hope that's okay to do. And then, sail away. So, yep, now you get to go overboard with your drawings. You can do whatever you want. And yeah, that's it. See? And there's SpongeBob in a boat right here. That's very adorable. And then here's that exact same picture of SpongeBob as what we saw right here. Just not black right here or there. Alright, so that's pretty much all for this really neat How to Draw SpongeBob SquarePants book. I really super love this book. Definitely my favorite thing about it is how awesome it is. And how old style it is as well. I love the old SpongeBob. I really love the part that you can actually make your own book, cause I really love drawing. It's really fun to do, and I'd really like to make that right there, cause that story is so cute. So yeah, that's very awesome. So yep, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So goodbye everybody, have a great day, and peace out.